Hi, good evening everyone. Magandang gabi po. This is Dr. Iris from FSM, Filipino Success Movement. Tagalog session po tayo ngayong gabi. Sometimes I talk to you in English kasi I publish on my English platforms. Ngayong gabi, Tagalog. Tagalog session for our discussion tonight tungkol sa mga medical conditions and how do we go about low carb and fasting lifestyle kung tayo ay mga medical conditions. Kasi marami pong nagtatanong. Marami tayong nakikita dyan sa mga comments, questions about what my medical condition, what adjustments do I need to make, pwede ba itong low carb fasting sa medical condition ko na ito. So ngayong gabi, sasagutin natin yan. It will be a general kind of information session. Ano po, as you know, with social media platforms, it's hard for us to really know about your specific case kasi hindi naman po kayo pasyente namin, hindi naman po talaga kami ang doctor ninyo. And so through our platform, ang ibibigay natin is general information so that you can eventually have that discussion with your own provider. So again, I'm emphasizing it's always best to consult with your own doctor dahil anumang impormasyon po ang ipamamahagi ko sa inyo, this is really just general information because I have no way of knowing kung ano po ang mga particular circumstances ng inyong kalagayan. Dahil hindi ko naman po kayo pasyente, hindi ko kayo nakita in person, hindi ko po nakita ang mga laboratory ninyo. So kung ano man po ang mapulot ninyo from our session tonight, this morning, saan man po kayo naroon, this is for general information so you can have an informed discussion with your own provider. So, sisimulan po natin with hypothyroidism. So, ang dami nagtatanong lagi, hypothyroid po ako, doc, or hyperthyroid. Let me put it down here para masundan po ng mga nag-join sa atin kung nasaan na tayo. So, hypo or hyperthyroid. Yan. Give me a moment. Okay. So, kasalukuyan po tayo ay nasa hypo and hyperthyroidism. Yung mga nagtanong po dyan, dami-dami pong comments na ganito. Pwede po ba ako mag-fasting kung ako ay may thyroid disease? Hyper or hypo? Hypo kapag hindi masyadong gumagana yung thyroid, hyper kapag over naman. Yeah, so pwede ba ang fasting sa mga taong may hypo or hyperthyroid? Kung stable po ang inyong medical condition at nagpasuri kayo sa inyong doktor, sinabi okay naman, stable siya even though you've had this disease. And paano malalaman kung stable? Syempre po, dapat kayo ay nakita in person. So na-check, walang mga sintomas na uncontrolled. Ikalawa, may recent kayong laboratory at nakikita doon sa pamamagitan ng pagbibigay sa inyo ng gamot either for hyper or hyper na ang inyong levels ay normal, then this should not be a problem na kayo ay mag-low carb at fasting. So again, sa mga nagtatanong po lagi, kayo ay may thyroid condition, as long as kayo ay nasuri very recently, nakita ng inyong doktor, na-check yung laboratorio at itong mga resulta ay within range, it should not be a problem. So yun po yung tungkol sa hypo and hyperthyroidism. Ikalawang common na tanong, pwede po ba ang low carb at fasting sa mga taong may high blood pressure? So hypertension naman, pwede ba ang low carb sa may mga high blood pressure? Ano po ang sagot doon? Yeah, sino po ang sasagot dyan? Pwede nga ba? Tingnan po natin. Hello po kay Miss Trisha. Hi, Miss Trisha. Thank you for posting your very inspiring mga pictures. Okay naman po ako. Thank you. Miss Sherilyn Egawa is here. Kumusta po? Magandang gabi, Miss Ana Villarta, Ana Ferrer. We have Miss Therese. Hello. Thank you. Thank you for sending your question, your message. Miss Lerma, magandang gabi po. Good evening. Dito rin po si Mr. Nelvin. Magandang gabi, Nelvin. Ronaldin is also here. Hello. Friends natin sa Dubai. Hello po, Miss Bonrado Galico. And Jahan Baring. Hello po. Miss Vivian Saremo. Thank you. Yeah, kasi itong topic na ito laging tinatanong po. Jane Zara. Magandang gabi po. Watching from YouTube. Thank you. Good morning, Miss Lynn Calagos. Magandang umaga po kung nandito kayo sa North America. And si Miss Buenas Espina Bergeron. Magandang umaga rin po. And Donna. Oh, Miss Lulu. Hello. Good morning. And Miss Donna from Japan. Hello. Sa mga kaibigan po natin sa Japan. So, next topic is high blood pressure. So, pwede nga ba ang low carb and fasting sa mga taong may high blood pressure? Ang sagot po dyan, ano po ang sagot? Yes, pwedeng-pwede po ang, again, after having had your check, na wala nang iba pang mga sakit, and your medical condition is stable, currently well-controlled ang inyong blood pressure. Kasi if it's uncontrolled, there may be other things that's happening. So again, very important na kayo ay magpa-check sa inyong doktor at masiguradong ito ay stable. Then for sure, you can definitely do your fasting and low carb dahil alam natin na itong mga strategies na ito ay very much kumbaga naaangkop doon sa sakit na ito dahil hypertension really most of the time. So napakaraming cases po, hindi lahat kasi merong mga specific din yung hypertension na yan, but most of the time it's from lifestyle related choices. So nakakabit po yan sa ating timbang most of the time. So usually you'll notice that you're having high blood pressure when yung inyong timbang ay nagsistart ng tumaas. So when you're gaining weight and your blood pressure is creeping up, then very effective strategy again na magpababa ng blood pressure in a natural way. Natural way, even ma-reverse yung inyong blood pressure problems is through low carb and intermittent fasting. Okay, so yun po ang kasagutan dyan. Give me a moment. Parang, yeah, I'm having sniffles. It's early in the morning here. 5:50. Okay, so yun po yung susunod doon. Susunod, common condition na itinatanong. So, nasagot na po natin sa mga kaka-join pa lang, sinagot natin, pwede ba ang low carb intermittent fasting sa may mga hypothyroid? As long as stable po ang medical condition, pwede po ito. Pwede po ba ang low carb intermittent fasting sa may mga high blood? As long as, again, nagpasuri sa doktor at stable ang medical condition, pwede ito. And in fact, isa ito sa mga bagay na natural. Isa ito sa mga really powerful, well, itong dalawang ito, low carb and fasting, mga natural na pamamaraan po. Kesa po kayo ay gumagastos ng napakamahal po sa mga pagpapagamot, sa mga maintenance medications, sa kung ano-ano, which we call always, kapag walang iba kayong ginawa, which, is really band-aid. Technique. We're just really treating yung symptom, pero hindi natin tinitreat yung root cause. So, yun? Band-aid technique lamang. Pag hindi kayo nag-start ng mga lifestyle changes, then hindi po magandang strategy yung lagi lang nakaasa tayo sa gamot. A lot of people, especially yung mga hindi informed na merong mga natural na mga pamamaraan na ma-reverse itong mga medical conditions, a lot of people just rely on medications. Para bang akala nila yung with the medications, magagamot talaga ng totohanan yung sakit. Well, the answer is in many, many cases, not all, but many, many cases, ito ay mga band-aid technique. Bakit? Kasi sinusolve lang niya yung symptom. So may high blood, bigyan ng gamot pampababa ng blood pressure, hindi naman talaga sinolve yung totoong cause. Ano ba yung cause? Usually, it's obesity. So yung karagdagang katabaan, lalo na sa may tiyan, that really affects your blood pressure. So let's really focus on addressing the root cause para tayo ay hindi na po gagasto sa mga mahal na pagpapadoktor, mahal na, pagbili ng mga maintenance medications, and worst case scenario, kapag may mga komplikasyon na, mahal na pagpapa-ospital. So let's get to the root cause. So yun yung second. Next one, very common. Ito, actually nakita ko siya sa comment. Okay, give me a moment. Ayaw na itong lalagay ko muna ito. Yan yung susunod. Pwede ba ang low carb at fasting sa sakit na ito? Teka, papalitan ko po itong banner. Sino pong nakakaalam kung ano ito? Teka lang po. Mali. So, sa mga taong merong mga fatty liver. So, sa mga taong may mga fatty liver, pwede ba ang low carb nutrition? Ano po sa tingin ninyo? Sino po kaya ang sasagot sa comment? Wala akong makita. Sabi ni Miss Lulu, lifestyle choices, we can reverse our health issues. So very true. Ano po? Lalo na kung ang cause ng ating medical condition ay talagang tied in. Kasi sometimes it's not the lifestyle choices. May mga taong may mga genetic things or structural problems, but if it's really tied in with the lifestyle, why not? So, fatty liver. Ang fatty liver po ba ay pwedeng magamot? Pwede po bang ma-reverse ang fatty liver? Ano nga ba yung sanhi ng fatty liver na yan? Fatty liver is really a metabolic issue. It is an issue with imbalance sa metabolism. Napakaraming pumapasok na enerhiya, mas konti yung nababurn. Ano mangyayari doon sa lahat ng energy fuel in the form of glucose na pumasok sa katawan na hindi na burn? Ano pong mangyayari? Mapupunta sa storage. It's gonna go to your storage system. Dahil ang katawan, it's always ready to store fat or energy para magamit later on. Pero sa current pong ating panahon kung saan ang pagkain ay napaka-available na, wala na pong, kung tatandaan natin, ano yung mga ginawa ng mga ancestors natin dati, they still had to hunt. So, sila ay kailangan pang maghanap ng makakain, and that's why yung katawan ng tao, right, from evolution, yung katawan natin is really made to store energy fuel para doon sa mga pagkakataong tagtuyot, walang makakain. Pero ngayon, enter the modern period kung saan napakarami na nating access sa pagkain, napakarami ng pagkain available anywhere. Meron tayo sa sarili natin mga bahay 24/7, sa mga pantry natin, sa fridge. Kahit kailan magutom, nandyan lang yung pagkain. So, ano nangyayari? Overflow. Overflow po. So, overflow goes to, first of all, dyan, sa liver. Then, second of all, pag hindi na kaya ng atay dito, sa tiyan, sa ibang parte ng katawan. So, it's really an overflow disease. So, ito, napakamagandang example ng ang kailangan talagang solusyon is lifestyle modification. So, para po sa fatty liver, so again, kanina diniscuss natin hyperthyroid. Pakipanood na lang po kung ngayon lang kayo nag-join. Pwede ba ang low carb fasting? Yes. Ito naman sa high blood pressure, pwede ba ito? Yes, in many cases, it can even really reverse it because usually yun talaga yung cause, yung obesity or yung lifestyle talaga ang rason bakit may high blood pressure. So, huwag mawawala ng loob kung kayo ay na-diagnose ng high blood at medyo nawalan kayo ng loob and you're thinking to yourself, oh, I'm doomed for life, that not necessarily. Dahil you have to look at the part that metabolism plays. And then finally, ngayon, pinag-usapan natin yung fatty liver. So fatty liver, maaari ba ang low carb and fasting? For sure, kasi it's a metabolic disorder brought on by lifestyle choices. So susunod na common na tanong, ito po, pwede ba ang fasting and after this, I'm gonna go through the comments and titingnan natin kung may mga gustong magtanong doon. So diabetes, is fasting and low carb appropriate for diabetes? Ano po sa tingin ninyo? Yeah, for sure. It's again, another one of those. So diabetes, I'm specifically talking about type 2. So type 2 diabetes, yung wala naman talagang issue doon sa pancreas ninyo at ito ay dala lamang ng metabolic na dysregulation, yung imbalance sa metabolism, again, relating to imbalance ng fat storage versus fat burning. So, kung kayo po ay merong type 2 diabetes, pwede ba kayong mag-low carb and fasting? Again, magpapasuri tayo sa doktor, make sure na ang ating mga levels ay, well, ang ating medical condition ay stable. Kung kayo ay may mga gamot, like for example, mga type 2 diabetics na meron ng insulin, for sure, you really need to consult with a doctor, preferably someone who's knowledgeable sa low carb and fasting po, dahil magkakaroon yan ng adjustment. Ngayon, kung kayo naman ay hindi wala kayong insulin, wala kayong mga injectables, at mga maintenance medication lamang na iniinom, like yung mga metformin, mga ganun po, then you can, as long as stable ang inyong medical condition, low carb and fasting works really well for diabetes. So again, lagi nating ensure na stable ang ating medical condition and na tayo ay may gabay, lalo na pag may iniinom ng mga gamot, and we can certainly try low carb and fasting. It's a very controversial topic. May mga tao na nagsasabi, some experts are saying na diabetes is like a life sentence. Pag may diabetes ka, yun na yun, forever na. But we have seen in recent times, sa mga researches, sa mga practices ng mga medical doctor, like in my case, sarili kong practice, it certainly can be reversed. It can go in remission. It can go to remission. So, ibig sabihin nun, maaari pa rin itong ma-reverse at ito ay mag-stabilize at mawala. Okay? So, diabetes po is not a life sentence. If your doctor is telling you na for life na po yan, then, it's good to have the discussion with them about this most recent researches na lumalabas po. Kasi sometimes, hindi lang din talaga, updated masyado dahil sometimes, in medical school, very rigid minsan yung mga tinuturo sa amin, and it really needs yung continuing medical education na yan, yung being up to date with the research, with what's happening, with mga guidelines, very important yan. And kung ang inyong medical practitioner ay hindi pa open sa ganito, then there are other practitioners who are knowledgeable in low carb and fasting para po kayo matulungan. Dahil certainly, it's not a life sentence. Meron pong pag-asa. May pag-asa po, okay? So diabetes is not a life sentence. So tingnan natin dito yung mga katanungan. Hello po sa mga kaibigan natin sa Qatar, Miss Lynn. Yeah, so nasagot na po natin ito. Thank you for asking, Miss VT or Mr. VT. Okay din po ito. Again, as long as stable ang inyong medical condition, kung meron kayong insulin, work with your doctor how to do it. But even with insulin, it can certainly be safely done. Okay? So Miss Cherilyn Apolinario, kapag po ba nag-fasting, pwede po uminom ng diet, ano po itong Dipang diet na tea? What do you mean by Dipang? Is this a specific kind of tea? So, regarding teas, okay, so fasting, anything that, kapag fasting, ang concept niyan is wala talaga tayong tinitake na mga bagay na makakapag-stimulate kay boss insulin. Right? Remember? Kung naalala po, anything that will stimulate boss insulin, so tingnan again natin ito, carbs, protein, and fat, anything that will stimulate boss insulin will break your fast, right? So, ngayon, yung tea na iinumin mo, it's good to look at the label. Tingnan po ninyo yung label. Kung may makikita kayo doon sa tea na any, di ba kasi yung nutrition label na yan, it will have protein, it will have carbs, fats, nakalagay po yan sa nutrition label. Kung ang number doon hindi 0, then it will stimulate insulin, and ano pong mangyayari? It will break your fast. So, make sure na ang inyong tea, kasi I'm not so sure about this Dipang tea. Hindi ko alam ang ibig sabihin ng Dipang diet na tea. And also, Miss Cherilyn, this is an important point po, ano, kung kayo po, kasi again, I always tell you, try po natin yung natural na pamamaraan. Number 1, natural. Number 2, addressing the root cause. You cannot out-supplement, you cannot out-exercise, you cannot out-drinking tea a bad diet. Yun lang po talaga ang simpleng katotohanan dyan. Try not to umasa sa mga shortcuts. Because really, these things are all just tapal. Tapal. Band-aid. Bakit po hindi natin asikasuhin at talagang i-address yung pinaka-cause ng ating problema? Ang pinaka-cause po ay ano? Improper nutrition. So bakit po hindi na lang natin i-address yung part na yun, and in that way, tayo ay pumupunta talaga sa pinakasanhi, root cause, kesa kung ano-ano pong inaasahan natin. Like, many people, I see this a lot, na they will refuse to change yung kanilang lifestyle, pero they don't mind spending so much money sa mga supplements, kung ano-anong inalok, right? Inalok ko ito mga vitamins, ito mga nutrients, kung ano-ano. But they don't want to make that change sa kanilang lifestyle. Umaasa sa supplement, umaasa sa mga diet tea. Why? Bakit tayo gagastos? We can change certainly by addressing the root cause. So ito po, Miss Cherilyn, if you're not a member yet ng aming community, dito po may mga natural na mga pamamaraan kung paano natin matutukoy, masusuri at i-address yung pinaka-root cause, which is really lifestyle, para hindi na po kayo umasa sa mga diet tea. Okay? So again, please try not to do shortcuts. Naikwento ko po sa inyo, sa mga siguro nakapanood nito before, I just very recently lost a patient. So dito ito sa Canada po, isang pasyente ko, batang-bata pa, she passed away from taking dietary supplements. She didn't tell me na siya po ay nagdidieta using these supplements. And so, bumili siya ng something from the black market. So, yung dark web. Sa dark web. Hindi ito nabibili sa regular internet. Pumunta siya sa dark web kasi ano to mga banned substances. So, she wanted to lose weight so fast, she couldn't obviously get it from yung mga legit sources, like mga drugstore, mga ganyan. So, she went to the dark web, and unfortunately, itong substance na ito ay toxic. So, it is toxic. Fat burner yung substance na yun, but it's toxic. So, ano pong nangyari? It had so much effect on her. They couldn't even, dinala siya 911 sa hospital. She couldn't make it. She was only 20 years old. She was turning 21 the very next day. So birthday niya na. Next day magta-21 na siya. So it's very, very sad. And yeah, it's just one of those things na, kung sana din lang alam ko. Right? But not every patient can be transparent with you also. Kaya nga po, really important, have that guidance. Kasi minsan tayo ay umaasa sa mga shortcut na pamamaraan na hindi po safe. Hindi safe. Meron pong natural na pamamaraan. Natural, safe, that will lead you to real health. Why would you want to have all these mga shortcuts and band-aid techniques when you can address the root cause? So talk to a knowledgeable doctor po who can guide you with this low carb and fasting. Again, hindi ko kayo madodoktor dahil hindi naman po ako, I don't have a license sa Philippines. I'm based here in Canada. But what I can give you is general information. So you can have this informed discussion with your health provider, and you can really create a plan na makakatulong talaga sa inyong health in the long run. Hindi lang yung panandalian na ngayon lang, right? But in the long run, to help you with your healthy aging, hindi po ba? Kasi napakaganda nun na you can optimize your health and then tatanda kayo ay very healthy, very functional. So that is the point. So that's why I'm taking the time here para po talagang i-push itong initiative na ito, that the way to go is natural, pero sa tamang pamamaraan. Kasi marami din pong mga natural, but let's just say na hindi naman based on science. So ito po, this is evidence-based, this is based on many research studies, this is safe, this is natural, and it's addressing the root cause para kayo ay ma-empower to take back your health. Okay? So ito ang pagkakaiba po with something that's based on science and something that is addressing the root cause. Okay? So yun po ang aking, I get so, when it comes to this topic, because I'm very sad to see, obviously, I'm very sad to see na maraming tao resort to shortcuts and then napapahamak sila. So it really pains me to hear about experiences na ganyan. Okay, so si Miss Lerma, gossip, low blood pressure. Okay, so again, Miss Lerma, low blood pressure, is it real? So low blood pressure, there are two ways, two kinds po. Yung normal low blood pressure lang na, low blood pressure siya but walang mga symptoms, walang mga problema sa mga laboratory, walang mga other issues, then it can tolerate kasi the body can adjust. However, meron din tayong pathologic, yung hindi talaga normal na low blood. And ito yung may mga issue with their minerals, with hormones. So very, very important again na magpatingin. So kailangan kayong ma-physical exam ng doktor. And ikalawa, makapagpa-laboratorio kasi baka may issue. Baka meron tayong issue sa certain, mga electrolyte imbalances, mga ganun po. Mga mineral, not mineral, but mga hormone deficiencies kasi that's what can cause it. So very important po yun. Hindi lang tayo mag-a-assume na, low blood ako, ganyan. Always have that proper check. Tapos pag nasuri naman at okay naman lahat at wala namang sintomas, maliban lamang sa mababa ang presyon, then it can still be safely done kasi the body can adjust as long as you're remaining well hydrated. So, salamat po sa inyong tanong. Okay, tingnan po natin sino pa po ang may tanong. Si Miss Radnia Mota, safe po ba, Doktor, ang cucumber with lemon juice during fasting hours? So, the cucumber, even though low net carb siya, and also lemon juice, low net carb sila, they're still gonna break your fast. Kasi meron pa rin siyang carb. Ngayon, kung infusion lang po yan, Miss Radnia, so something that you will just put in the water, so yung cucumbers, slice lang po natin, tapos yung lemon naman, hindi natin pipigain, na slice lang natin. Infusion lang siya, parang it's staying in the water. Then it should be fine kasi hindi naman siya mag-release ng kanyang mga carb, yung carb content, excuse me, carb content niya, hindi naman niya i-release. So in that way, it will not break your fast. But if you're going to eat it, yes, kasi meron pa rin siyang carb. Although mababa lang, but it's still not carb. Okay, tingnan pa po natin. Sino pa pong may mga tanong dito? Okay, yung next question. Okay, si Annaliz. Good evening po. May maintenance po kasi ng high blood. Sabi po, Doc, ko wag daw totally tatanggalin ng carbs. Yeah, so again po, Miss Annaliz, so that's good advice. So it's great that you're working with your doctor. That's very good. Ngayon po, tingnan natin ito. So, tama yung sinabi ng kanyang doctor. Bakit po? Tingnan natin yung ating listahan. If you remember, ito po yung ating food guide. Ano po? Ngayon, makikita ninyo dito sa ating food guide, the 3 sections po. So, yung 3 section will be yung ating, sandali, tanggalin ko muna. Okay. So, nakita nyo, yung green section are the things that you can eat freely. And then the yellow, in moderation. And syempre yung red, tatanggalin. So ngayon, doon sa ating green section, nandyan pa rin po yung carbs. Ayan po, nakita nyo po, sa baba ng proteins, andyan pa rin po yung carbs. So definitely, marami pong mga good, in a way, good kasi low net carbs sila, na mga masusustansyang pagkain, na pwede nyo pa rin pong kainin. It doesn't mean na kayo ay low carb, tatanggalin nyo ang carbs. So that's a very big misconception. Ano po? Ito ay maling paniniwala, maling akala na pag sinabing low carb, tanggalin na yung carb. Not necessarily. If you join our community, you will see po that I always emphasize creating nutrient-dense meals. Nutrient-dense sa pamamaraan ng pag-incorporate ng mga hindi lamang mga protein, hindi lamang mga fat, kundi itong mga low net carb veggies na source ng ating mga tinatawag na mga phytonutrients. Ito yung mga magagandang yung mga magagandang things that you find, elements that you find in the plants. So certain plants will have certain phytonutrients. Naririnig niyo po siguro yung mga beta-carotene, mga ganun po, yung mga resveratrol, mga ganyan. Nakakatulong po yan sa mga anti-aging, na it has anti-aging properties, sorry. And then, marami pa pong ibang mga constituents yung plants that can also help with inflammation, with cancer. So, hindi lamang po talaga, pag-provide ng mga vitamins and minerals, kundi pagtulong po sa atin, sa mga tao, to have those extra benefits. Immune system boost, cancer, anti-cancer properties, yung mga anti-inflammatory properties. So lahat po yan mahahanap natin when we consume these low net carb, nutrient-dense, full of phytonutrients na mga plants. So not necessary to remove carbs. Pwede pa rin po kayong mag-low carb kahit kayo ay naka-maintenance, basta tamang carb. Kaya nga po meron tayong food guide. So kung hindi pa po kayo miyembro, kindly po join yung ating community. Join po kayo doon. Makikita nyo doon mga example ng plating ng mga pagkain that are still low carb. So meron pa rin carb, pero masustansya talaga. Let me find here. I know we have some pictures here. Mga example ng ating mga... So for example, ganito po, Ayan, tingnan nyo yan. Low carb po yan. Pero tingnan nyo, masyadong masustansya. Yeah. This is also low carb, but look at that. This is higher, this is moderate low carb kasi 50 grams na siya, but still low carb. Ito yung mga example ng mga postings ng community members natin. Tingnan nyo po yan. Kaya nga po join kayo sa community namin. Tingnan nyo yan. So those are low carb, right? Merong avocado, ayan, meron siyang cauli rice, so cauliflower. May mga cucumber. Ito may sinabawan siya. This one has cheese. Ayan. So, ito ang palaya. Very nice. So, examples po yan ng mga pagkain. Tingnan nyo po yan. Napakasustansya. Low carb po yan. It's just following the food guide. It's taking the vegetables from the green section and the yellow section. So, yun po. Okay, thank you for that. Okay, sino pa po ang may tanong? Yes, sabi ni Miss Halana Garcia. Yeah, pwede sa fatty liver for sure. Okay, so Miss Jer J, how about po sa may ovarian cyst? Pwede po ba ang LCIF? Yeah, so that's actually the next one. So may mga PCOS. So PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome, hindi lamang isang cyst kundi marami. Again, this is another metabolically induced na condition. And for sure, low carb and intermittent fasting, again, as I always say, papasuri po muna tayo, make sure na cyst lamang yun at hindi yun talaga tumor. So kung ito po ay cyst lamang, for sure, you can definitely do low carb and fasting sa lifestyle na yan dahil in most cases, it will help reverse yung PCOS and makakatulong sa ating fertility, makakatulong sa ating overall health. Kasi with PCOS comes other things. So, nandyan yung mga facial hair growth, yung mga abdominal fat, mga ganun po, ano? And of course, the infertility. So, it can certainly be done sa PCOS, mga cysts. Okay lang po yan. Kumusta po, Mr. Richard Gunhuran from Lapu-Lapu? Hello po sa mga kaibigan natin dyan. Sino pa po ang may tanong? From Davao City, Mr. Absent Kanyada. Hello po, sir. Magandang gabi po. Magandang gabi sa lahat. Okay. Okay, so Miss V. Cabezas, I had my lab works, RBC low, white blood ata high. Can I still lose weight? So, ito po, kailangan, so this is a good first step na kayo ay nakapagpasuri ng inyong CBC. Ngayon, you need to have further testing po. This is not enough to just have CBC. You have to figure out bakit nga ba bumaba itong RBC ninyo. Is it just the RBC? Kasama dyan ba yung hemoglobin count? Kasama ba dyan yung MCV? Kumusta po ang inyong ferritin? So, there are a few other tests that you should be checking. So, yung peripheral blood smear, just to make sure that there are no other medical conditions po underlying itong changes na ito. So, the CBC won't be enough for this. Usually, I would order other things to really zone in kung bakit mababa yun. Kasi most cases, like very common, especially in women, will be iron deficiency. So kung simpleng iron deficiency lamang ito, at kung ang inyong peripheral blood smear ay normal naman po at walang mga abnormal white cells, then generally, it should be fine to do this kind of strategy to help you lose weight. Ngayon, kung naman may mga iba pang bagay na makita doon, then it depends on the medical condition. Generally, it should be safe as long as walang mga major things. For example, make sure hindi ito, other blood disorders. Kasi marami yan mga blood disorders that affect itong mga numbers na ito. So, don't stop at CBC. You have to have other workups. Kailangan po ng iba pang workup para dito to make sure na hindi ito iba pang sakit other than, simple anemia, for example, or just simple like benign na neutropenia. Yung meron po kasing benign na mababa lang talaga yung kanyang blood cells, white blood, tapos usually comes with anemia. Anyway, again, this is just general information that you need further testing for this. Okay, so once po magawa yung mga further testing at ito ay nasuri na okay naman, then you can certainly still lose weight through low carb and fasting. So salamat po. Okay, so ito, glutalipo. So again, I think I answered this already. Glutalipo, I don't know kung ano yung ingredients po niyan, but yeah, stick to natural. Basahin po ang label. Dapat po walang sugar, walang ibang ingredients that can stimulate insulin. Ngayon, I don't really know kung ano talaga ang ingredients itong glutalipo na ito. If it has something that will be parang burning yung fat, but in a natural way, I don't really recommend these kinds of supplements po. Let's go natural. Okay, so Ms. Cherilyn, please join our community. Marami po kayong makikita doon. Very, very inspiring na mga tao. Hindi po gumagamit ng kahit anong mga shortcuts. Pero sila ay nag-lose weight. Lose weight effectively. Let me see if ma-pull up ko. Give me a moment. I'm trying to pull up. Tingnan natin if I can pull up. So ito po, para inyo pong makita. Okay, give me a moment lang po. I'm trying to pull up some photos from our community. Okay, let me share. Hinahanap ko lang. Oh, but I don't have permission pala, sorry. So why don't you join na lang po ang aming community and you will see all the transformation photos po doon. Marami po doon. Transformation photos ng mga miyembro na hindi po gumagamit ng mga kahit anong shortcut and they're still able to lose weight effectively. So I really encourage you, Miss Sherilyn, try to go natural. Okay? Huwag tayong aasa sa mga supplements. We can do it. Do it naturally. Okay? So, sino pa po ang merong mga... Okay. So, collagen tabs, Miss Rednia. Okay, so collagen tabs, again, read the label. Tingnan po na walang mga ibang mga ingredients pa doon. If it's just collagen, then should be fine. Kung walang mga extra na nakalagay doon. Kasi it's really important to do label reading. Dahil a lot of times, especially ito kasing mga supplements na ito, they're not really considered as proper drugs. So hindi yan nagdadaan sa talagang strict standards of, yung kailangan ilista lahat ng mga side effects, mga ganon. Hindi kasi sila talaga therapeutic, so supplements sila. So really important to see na walang mga karagdagang inilalagay doon. So nutrition label and then reading all the ingredients. Yun po yung importante. Miss Petrina, hello po from Benguet. Thank you for watching. Si Miss Ella Mariel Fernando, hello po. Okay. Pwede po ba sa fasting time ang peppermint and ginger tea? Okay. So peppermint and ginger should be fine. Kung yung tea ay, again, naman siya, nakalagay sa, like hindi siya loose leaf at hindi nyo naman iinumin talaga yung pinaka-components niya, meron siyang yung parang cover, should be fine. Yeah. Oh, this is nice. Sabi ni Miss Rednia, thank you so much. I lost 13 kilos. Wow, in just 2 months. Diabetic and hypertensive po ako. That's great. Yeah, thank you for sharing that. So, Miss Rednia, kumusta na po yung inyong diabetes and hypertension? Were you able po to reverse? Nakapagpa-check na po ba kayo? Share your story po with us, kung kayo ay nakapag-check na at na-reverse na ba ito. Yeah, that's great. Wow. Okay, so again, tanong, Miss Jocelyn, yeah, Glutalipo coffee po, dark chocolate. So, please read the label. Kailangan yung label natin, makita natin na zero. Zero carbs, zero protein, zero sugar. Ngayon, yung dark chocolate na yan, for sure, meron yan kahit pa paanong carbs. So, if you are fasting, then it'll break your fast. As to whether it's good to take it, again, I don't know the ingredients itong Glutalipo na ito. So, I cannot really tell you. I may look it up, titingnan ko po. But, again, another thing is really to try to do it naturally. Huwag po tayong umasa sa supplements. And also, yeah, alam niyo po ako, I used to spend so much before when I was younger. Pupunta po akong tanning salon. Tanning. Pagpapaitim. I used to spend like $200 a month para po ako ay mag-dark. Love your color. But then I realized, it's not a good thing kasi it has so many side effects. So, let's be comfortable in our own skin. Love our color. I still go under the sun. I try to, gusto ko po kasing dark. But no more artificial. Kung ano lang po talaga yung merong natural na pamamaraan. So, kung, love the skin you're in. We're so blessed, mga Filipinos. We have this really nice, karamihan will have this really nice tan. Nakakainggit. Dahil, in my case, I still have to go under the sun to even have a bit of a tan. Ngayon, summer po sa amin, tingnan nyo, ayan. Medyo tanned ako ngayon kasi I'm going under the sun. I wish I had darker skin. So anyway, again, another, just as an aside, let's love the skin we're in. Hindi naman kailangan po talaga yung, maputing-maputi ka or whatever, right? Dito, lalo na sa abroad, nako, that is a very prized possession. Yung meron kang darker skin, napakaganda. A lot of people would pay so much para lang magkaroon yung dark skin na yan or, tanned skin. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I just want to also emphasize na we sometimes we go through extreme lengths para po, I understand na maganda yung pagpapa-beauty, ganyan, meron tayong concept of beauty, but the more comfortable we are sa sarili po natin, kasi bawat tao naman have an innate kind of beauty. Meron siyang sariling kagandahan. So, although we encourage yung weight loss because weight loss is related to disease states. So that's the reason why I highly encourage weight loss. Dahil nga po sa disease, para ma-reverse itong mga medical conditions na ito that impact our life in the long run. But changing other things about ourselves, like itong kulay ng balat natin, and if we do that through extreme lengths, then that's also not good. So, yeah. Just so you know po, maraming taong naghahangad na meron ding darker skin. Isa na po ako dun. Anyway, okay. So Miss Buena Barroso, yun po ba apple cider na gummies? Nakakatulong talaga for losing weight? Okay. So, first of all, read the label po. Meron ba siyang carbs? Kung wala siyang carb content and it is simply again, carb, protein, mga ganun po, kasi that all contributes to insulin stimulation. You won't need to eat the gummies. Kuha na lang po tayo ng apple cider vinegar, yung natural. Hanap po tayo organic apple cider vinegar or hanap po tayo ng, I think there is also coconut vinegar sa Philippines, which is more sustainable. And these are natural supplements na nakakatulong na magpababa ng insulin stimulation. Again, I don't want you to rely solely on vinegar. It does have an effect. Effective po siya. So instead of buying itong mga unnatural substances na ito, kunin na lang natin yung natural. Bili tayo ng natural na coconut vinegar or apple cider vinegar, and then yun na lang po ang ating inumin. Huwag tayong bibili ng kasi synthetic lang yan eh. Siyempre, babasahin mo pa yung label. Di mo alam kung anong nilagay nila. Paano nila ginawang gummy yun? Right? What are the other ingredients that go with that? So, the more natural it is, the better it will be. Apple cider vinegar does lower your insulin stimulation. It does work, but having said that, don't rely completely on it para lamang kayo mag-lose weight. You still have to focus on nutrition, proper nutrition. Okay? So the focus is, tatandaan po, itong lifestyle na ito, ano po ba ito? Ito ba ay isang, give me a moment. Just want to emphasize something. So, teka, hindi pumasok. Itong lifestyle na ito ay isa pong marathon. It's not a sprint. Hindi po tayo nagmamadali. It is a lifestyle, panghabang buhay. It's a marathon. Sa mga taong medyo nadi-discourage, sometimes when you get into this lifestyle, people get so excited because they first see yung mga weight loss in the initial month, initial 2 months. Then they hit the weight stall, medyo magpa-plateau doon, mawawala ng pag-asa, without understanding that this is a marathon. If you continue, right? Meron pong tinatawag na compounding effect. Compounding effect is, these are the little changes that you do each day. Now, if you keep at it long enough, these things will eventually create this snowball. Hindi siya masyado obvious sa una. So, kunyari, nag-lose weight ka nung una, wow, excited ka, and then nag-stall ka, then you think, oh, it's not working anymore, and you just give up, and pinabayaan mo na lang yung healthy lifestyle na yun, without understanding that if you continue, over the years, nakita niyo po yung bago kong post, ano po, nakita niyo yun, right? It's a marathon, it's not a sprint. So, hindi po ito panandalian, gagawin mo lamang sa loob ng, isang buwan, 2 buwan. Pangmatagalan po ito. It can last you decades and you'll still be fine. Okay, so check out niyo po yung post ko. I posted something about, my state of health regarding sa low carb and fasting. And over 13 years, makikita ninyo doon sa post na yon. It's a picture of me. And I've been doing this kind of like low carb type of lifestyle with the fasting for more than a decade. So, hindi po panandalian, And you can see na it pays off in the long run. So, try to think po in that way na ito ay lifestyle. Okay, and let's see. Yeah, thank you, Miss Rednia. Share your result po sa group. That would be great. Yeah, and again, even if hindi pa na-reach yung target, remember that it is a marathon, okay? So the longer that you stay dito ay the more benefits you will get. Okay, so last question na po and I'm gonna go. And before pala I go po, yung mga merong mga karagdagan pong tanong. So, first of all, meron po tayong low carb conference. Yung mga hindi pa po nakakaalam, low carb convention, the first ever in the Philippines, is going to be presided by a panel of mga low carb advocates, mga low carb experts, and kasama na po din ang inyong lingkod. I'm actually co-founder of Low Carb Con. So, paki-check out niyo po yung page, Low Carb Con. And if you can like the page po, follow the page, then that'll be great. So, lalagay ko lang dito, Low Carb Con. Yan. So, Low Carb Con, meron po yung page sa Facebook, and nandun po lahat ng mga special announcements. And it's a really good conference kung saan matututo po kayo ng mga very valuable information regarding this lifestyle. And marami pong panel of experts doon. And then, doon naman po sa mga ating gusto ng extra guidance, nandyan po yung ating wellness program. Okay, so yung mga gusto na, especially gustong makausap ako, via Zoom, gustong mag-workout, maraming recorded workouts dyan. Meron ding live. If you remember si Coach Alan, naalala niyo po ba si Coach Alan? He coaches inside this program. Live po yung workout doon. Alam niyo naman, we love exercising. But the most important thing is my guidance po. Kasi you get to meet with me via Zoom. And so, yan po yung Level Up Wellness Guided Program natin. So, avail of that program kasi in July, tataas na po yung price niyan. So, please avail of this program. Marami po dyan, mga recipes, meal preps, meal plans, and marami pang extra guidance. Especially din po dun sa mga naghahangad ng extended fasts. Dahil I talk about this thing there, yung extended fasting. Paano ba ginagawa yan? Dahil you need to have some guidance when you do that. You have to do it properly. So, the most important thing I think from this is yung opportunity to really talk to me live in person and ask your questions. So, yun lang po. And then, yeah, so I will see you again. Yung mga hindi po nasagot na mga question. Yeah. One last thing po dito. And I will be, let's talk about this. Ito maganda itong topic na ito. We will talk about this, yung specific comment na ito ni Ms. Rednia, in a future live, but I will just say one line about it right now. We don't calorie count. Sa LCIF lifestyle po natin, specifically the one that I do, we don't calorie count, okay? And I'll explain to you bakit sa next video. Para po yung mga iba na parang, so obsessed about calories, doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter, okay? So yun lamang po. Abangan na lang po yan. And I'll see you again soon. Level up po tayo lagi. And don't forget, join our community po. Sa mga hindi pa members, join our community. Marami po kayong matututunan doon. And napakaraming mga helpful na mga tao na nandun sa community. Okay, that's it. Bye for now.